Well guys, you wouldn't believe what I've just done. Now, I've gone and bought a lithium battery and shoved it under the bonnet. I've gone against the grain, gone against everything that I believe, and I've rocked up to Dan and I said, mate, I've got this lithium battery, how about we chuck it under the bonnet? Hey guys, I've got these stubby coolers too if you're keen on them. Prado 150 out of here. I've just got them. If you're interested, they're 14 bucks if you want to buy one. Leave me a comment and we'll work out how to get them to you and how to get you to pay me for them. Yeah. So, I've been following one of the other YouTube channels, and they've placed one of these batteries under their bonnet, and it was in a Prado. So, I've been following them for a while, and they haven't had any dramas with them. Now, ITECH World guarantee these batteries under their bonnet. You can use them under their bonnet. They have a 36-month warranty, and they're guaranteed to work under the bonnet. They have a battery management system. It's not a Bluetooth system, it's just a battery management system. So that protects it against heat, overcharging, any of that kind of stuff. So I've checked out their website, and I've also had a chat to one of their sales guys over there and had a very lengthy conversation with them, because word is out, you can't put a lithium battery under your bonnet because of the heat. So I've been very reluctant to do that. However, I've been in the market for another battery because my AGM that sits under the bonnet for the auxiliary battery is on its way out, and it barely gets through a night now when I'm camping. So I was in the market and I thought that I'd give these guys a bit of a go. So I've purchased one, they've sent me over one, it's free delivery, and they've given me a discount code. However, ITECH World, they guarantee the battery will operate under the bonnet. They guarantee it for 36 months without it, and they say it can, it can operate under the bonnet. So they say you can put a heat shield around it, but it's not necessary if you don't want to. It has its own BMS or battery management system. It's not connected to any Bluetooth. It protects you against overheating and also against overcharging as well. And according to their specs, you can just put it in your bonnet and have it charging as normal from the alternator, or on an AGM setting if you had a DC-DC charger. I've got a red arc, so I'm going to be changing it to lithium anyway, on the advice of Dan. So very shortly I'm going to rock into Dan's and we're going to get this thing in. So the pros of this battery is you'll see me lifting it up. It's what, 10 kilos? Probably just under 10 kilos for this model or this size battery compared to the AGM. So the 120X is what I've bought. It fits quite snug into the Prado. It is a bit of a tight fit. The tray that I've got already in there, I'm going to have to get it changed out and put a slightly bigger one in there, but it does fit. And also it is about a 110 amp hour battery. So we're going to go visit Dan. We're going to get this thing in. Dan's going to change the setting on the red arc to lithium, and yeah, I'll show you what it's all about. Now I'll leave a discount code also. These batteries retail for $1,300 the last time I looked. They did have some specials on. I'm not sure if they're still running at the time of this video. They did have some pretty good specials on, but yeah, have a look, see what you think. Go down and see Dan and get this thing put in.
Well, I should have brought in my scales and we could have put them side by side and worked out.
Oh, mate. What do you reckon, Dan? The weight difference. That's about 10, isn't it?
I'm going to say it's possibly a little less than 10 kilos.
Trying to pull that off,
It doesn't actually say how much it weighs in there, but I'm going to say we're maybe 7 or 8 kilos. Like you wouldn't even dream trying to lift an AGM like that.
No way,
you know?
no.
But the old one we just pulled out, we're gonna guess that. I'm gonna say it's probably 25, 26 kilos. Yeah.
Prado will be happy, mate, with a bit less weight in the front there.
Yeah, definitely.
So Dan's on the red arc, and one of the jobs we have to do when you put lithium in is just change the wiring over, hey Dan, to set it to lithium.
So this, we'll just say this to summarise. This is not mandatory because a lot of lithium batteries have their own BMS, which is your battery monitoring system. So it will monitor its own inputs, charge rates, so on and so forth, voltages, whatever you want.
Yep.
So yes, in theory, you can connect it directly into where your cranking battery would be and have it charge off your alternator. And alternatively, your DC-DC, leave it on any set charging profile and hook it up and away you go. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to set this DC-DC charger to its lithium profile and then connect the lithium battery up. It's
like you said, you might as well do it. We've got it, so
yeah.
Fully,
Yeah, why not set it up on its lithium profile and have it sending out kind of the correct charge rate initially.
So I was just going to ask, what's involved? How involved is it?
It's really simple. So anyone who's familiar with these red arcs will basically know that there are 3 smaller wires that come off of the back here. So you've got blue, which is your signal for your low voltage or smart alternator, variable output alternators, so on and so forth. You've got a green and an orange, and that's how you actually set your charging profiles using that green and orange. So whether you connect the orange to ground, open circuit to power, or connect green and orange together, which is what we're going to do. Green and orange together sets the DC-DC charger to lithium. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So the wires are still in there. I taped them up last time. We're simply just going to cut the ends off of them, splice them together.
Oh, okay.
And it's as simple as that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Not quite as shoddy as that. We're going to solder it and heat shrink it, but and that will set the
pulling things out. And
no, it's literally as simple as that. And this is why it's kind of important to leave those wires on there. Don't, when you install it, just go, I don't need those, cut them off, because you may change your setup like you have here. And it's really important to get to know what maximum charge voltage your auxiliary battery requires. You don't just put this in here and go, oh, that's it, because not all batteries will require the same charge rate. You actually, it will say on the top what its maximum voltage is, and then go through your manual that you get with your red arc and work out what charging profile you require. It's really important to actually get your battery to charge correctly and charge fully as well.
And then obviously that results in longevity of your lithium.
Well, it just gets your battery to 100% capacity, and it's not simply just it changes the voltage. It actually changes the way it charges. So it may pulse charge in. It may go onto bulk charge sooner than on other profiles. It's just kind of the way that this charger then knows the battery that it's trying to charge, and it will adjust itself accordingly. Then it's really important to get it right. It makes a big difference, not only to how efficient your charger is, but how much capacity you actually get in your battery itself.
Now, this may seem a silly question, but I did ask you before in relation to, because I've obviously got solar there, so that all works the same.
All works exactly the same. It all goes through your BCDC. It knows what to do.
And that's the good thing about having a red arc in this case, isn't
well, just any kind of better quality BCDC that's fairly renowned for being a good product and working out basically what inputs it's getting, because these ones are this particular charger is not biased as well. It will, if your solar is actually generating more input to the charger than your alternator, it will simply accept the solar as being its primary input and won't take anything from your alternator whatsoever. It just purely uses your solar. And that can be whilst you're driving along. If you're driving along and it feels that the solar is actually more efficient, it will just simply stop taking input from the alternator and just stay purely on solar.
Actually, that's pretty much
It's
looking at it really good.
yeah. I think it's had enough. It started to spring a bit of a leak, so
But then,
you know.
but that thing there's been pumping it in and looking after it, even in the condition that it's in. So that's very impressive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've got this lithium, you're gonna
You're gonna be amazed.
open up a whole new world of power
yeah.
here, because
And
yeah,
ITECH World have guaranteed that battery under bonnet.
yeah.
Because normally your opinion is don't put lithium under bonnet.
The only reason why I say that is because I have personally seen some poor setups that have caused significant issues and car fires and things like that. Be very, very careful about what you buy off the internet. If it seems too good to be true, usually it is. Lithiums are not particularly cheap. Doesn't mean you should avoid everything that seems like it's a good price. Just do your research on the actual product. And if it comes with a pretty rock solid guarantee and you're talking to a real person about the product and you know, basically what specifications that particular battery has, try it out, go for it. Obviously these guys have turned around and said to you straight up, it's perfect to use underneath your bonnet. They've guaranteed it for that. There are lots of lithium batteries out there that it's basically heat is a no-go. Any contained heat is not where it wants to be. So this is a good quality one. I can tell just by already looking at it. It is good quality. And you've read all the specs on it, and it's
going to be a game changer.
It's going to be good. I've recently got onto a new supplier for a lot of lithium batteries, and I'm not going to mention their name yet because they're still playing with ideas on what they can actually do. But it's basically cranking, deep cycle, marine, slimline, low profile, all kinds of things. Basically lithium, they're all very, very suitable for high heat applications. So we'll be getting a few of those come through next year. I'll be trialing one on my vehicle first, but again, they come with a guarantee. I know what I'm buying. It's from an Australian distributor, so same with yours. Like you spoke to the guys, they've guaranteed. So right,
So you get that wires changed, mate.
Change these wires over. So we were just discussing about this particular battery having its own onboard management, so its own battery monitoring system. As you'll notice, there is really nothing in the way of technical information on this thing, like I was saying to you before about charge rates and maximum voltages and so on and so forth. And this is kind of, for want of a better term, it's a battery for the novice. Anyone could buy this and install it to whatever they wanted with any form of input, and it's going to charge. It's going to accept any input you give it, because inside of here is a little device that actually calculates battery load, temperature, and a whole aspect of variables, and it basically it's set up to charge however you see fit.
So if you didn't change
whatever
the setting on
application,
that, it would still accept it. It's got its own system in there.
that's exactly right.
As compared to
the cheaper ones that are simply a battery pack, and we're going to call this a pack. It's not a battery anymore. It's a lithium pack basically. They don't have that onboard BMS, so you have to have the correct charging device to charge this battery.
And if you don't?
Right. If you don't, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we just want to
possibly fire problems.
Well, we just want to touch on the safety side of these things, and I know we could go on all day about this, but it is really important to be very, very careful with lithium batteries. I recently just did a course for hybrid electric and electric vehicles, and the power store and output that you get from lithium batteries is quite scary. If they ignite, catch on fire, it's incredibly hard to suppress the flames because they keep delivering current, and it will just simply keep reigniting no matter what you do. So if these aren't set up correctly and you don't know what you're doing and you haven't installed them to manufacturer's specifications, you haven't got the correct charging devices, and you do have a fire, chances are it's going to burn your car to the ground.
Yeah,
no two ways
whatever
around
else is around as well.
Whatever else is around it,
Yeah,
yeah. Modern cars these days are incredibly flammable. There's a lot of things in there that have a very low flash point. It's like throwing a handful of newspaper in there and stoking the fire. Like, there's so many bits of insulation and cladding and all kinds of things there that just goes up so easily. Plastics, they fuel fires like there's no tomorrow. And if one of these gets going, you're not going to stop it. Yeah. So really important, buy a good quality one, do your homework. If you're not sure, just ask someone. Yeah, because...
that's why I'm here with you, mate.
Yeah. Well, I've had a few people now ask me about these, and they bought them and they don't want to install them themselves. I said, well, I'm happy if you bring it in here. I'll kind of show you what to do. It's a simple process, but yeah, better safe than sorry, because if it did ignite, you're just simply not going to stop it. They have a massive energy reserve, these things. They will just keep delivering current until there's no more to give. Yeah.
Well, that time's too late.
It's too late. And a lot of car fires recently that we've been seeing all over the news and social media and whatnot have been caused by batteries. You know, shorting out, not incorrect fusing and cable capacities, and wiring's not up to scratch. And yeah, you got to be on top of it with these.
So Dan, what do we got here? Is it the tray that I got for it originally? Is that the problem?
Yeah, well, obviously this thing is a little bit longer and a little bit taller than the original AGM that came out of here, so that'll be another job for me in the new year to make up a new tray. Yeah, at the moment it's in there, and we're going to put a strap on there as a temporary thing. I've put some high density foam underneath it to bring it up onto the tray as it should be, but we're going to put a proper load rated cam lock strap on there, which is something that is similar to what you'd see on some machinery, and that strap for holding the batteries down. So oops, sorry, connect these up.
what would they do? It's just a bigger tray.
Yeah.
So the actual battery just fits in there.
It just the lips on the tray is what's causing us the problems. It's essentially making the tray shorter. So I may modify this tray, or I might just make you a whole new tray to sit in there and a new top bracket to bolt it back down again. So for the moment, like I say, the cam locking strap will, like, they're designed for like 100 kilos, so it's going to have no problem holding this thing.
Well guys, Dan's just finishing off his final touches to the battery, and we'll see, we're just going to make sure it actually switches over to the lithium mode. And Dan's a good bloke. He's snuck me in amongst, he's got to get going shortly and run up another car for a wheel along, he was saying, so I better you know, get this job done and get me out of here.